All right, welcome to Bloom in Full Color, where we live life in high definition. Jennifer Moss, I've got Adam, I've got PJ. All right, so Turkey Day, my least favorite holiday. And the only reason I say that is because I don't like turkey. PJ and I talked about this yesterday. I am not a turkey person. I am like a turkey leg person. That's
That's
where
a turkey.
Yeah, I get it.
The lower half.
But I don't even want to go to all the work. We talked about this in the
yeah.
office too. Like, to cook a turkey is like a very like satisfying experience for a cook because they usually turn out pretty and they're not that hard to cook. I mean, it's just
Very
making sure they
easy.
don't get dry. And there's a lot of different practices. We had the conversation that the oven bag
Or for
was
the
like
win.
the solve.
Oh, God.
Like, period, end of story.
No touchy.
No questions asked. So if you have never cooked a turkey, get one of those oven bags. That is the secret sauce.
Worth $4 all day long.
All day long. So there's that. But
Do you know
what
about the
we're-
other man? He looks super confused.
Tell me it's not plastic.
No, 100%. You shove your whole
Oh,
turkey in
yeah.
a plastic bag, goes right in the
Definitely
oven. No
plastic.
basting, no nothing. Beautiful,
just-
moist
no.
turkey. Oh,
It's,
yeah.
Oh,
it's
no.
like
Oh, yeah.
it's like a sauna bath in the oven for the turkey.
I mean, I could picture it when like Tammy and the girls were talking about it, but I
he's
do
just-
not plastic and heat. I'm like, no, that is bad chemistry. No, if you get acid in there with heat and plastic, I
Okay,
mean,
so if you put any citrus on your bird,
it's my own thing.
No,
You'll never
I mean,
catch me
so
putting
you-
plastic in a microwave.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I
The-
don't
the
reheat things in
PCMBs,
plastic.
yes.
The BPAs.
Okay.
But this thing is specifically engineered for the heat. I'm just saying, your plastic cup is not engineered to nuke your coffee. But
yeah,
I
mean,
get you.
I just have weird after chemistry school.
Yeah,
I just
like-
have weird, like I don't, like the stainless steel French presses. Like I won't even use those because like steel and metals do react in an acidic environment. So like
Do you have nonstop?
I'm
Coffee
pan in your
glass
house?
and
We're
like
gonna send him-
borosilicate all the way. Like
Yeah.
It's
hey, I learned
if
something
you
new
can't
all
do
the time.
chemistry in it, I'm not putting it in my body.
to
But
react to what I'm
anyway, I
cooking?
just have some weird things. That's one of
Okay,
them. Plastic
so
and heat.
let's go to the topic.
Yeah, let's
it's
get
not,
to
it's not turkey
spinning
or
on turkey.
plastic. Gratitude. All right.
Yes.
So what I know about gratitude is there is a lot of literature and science behind rebuilding neural pathways
Mhm.
by practicing gratitude every day. So like having a journaling practice or having an end of the day practice where you say, these are 3 specific things, not like I'm just thankful for my family. Like that's not what I'm talking about with gratitude. It's I'm really grateful that my friend Susan went out of her way to make time for me so we could have lunch today. Like it has to be something very specific, but that in turn recreates, rebuilds neural pathways in your brain so that you have a more optimistic view on life.
Yes.
So that's what I know about gratitude. That's the value of it for me. I actually turn gratitude around a lot. And by that I mean
Into evil?
no. Let me explain. So I use gratitude as something instead of saying sorry I'm late, sorry I'm too busy. So like instead of saying sorry, I say thank you so much for waiting for me. I really appreciate it. And just
some
so
gaslighting.
well, in a more positive way, absolutely.
Positive
Yeah,
But
what's positive gaslighting?
well,
I'm kidding.
yeah,
I'm kidding. I
exactly.
get what
But
you're
it's
doing.
not quite the definition of gaslighting, but it just instead of pointing to your deficiency, it's saying thank you so much for making the time for me to get here or me to
Yeah.
finish this project or anything.
I like that.
So
I do
that
too.
is something I learned from somebody years ago, but I try to work on that. And so just say thank you so much for being patient with me
Mm.
because I'm in high demand sometimes.
Yeah, you are. I get
Yeah.
that. I don't know like where I read this, but at some point in time I came across some literature that was talking about how like your brain can't process stress and thankfulness at the same time. Like they are opposite neural pathways, as you say, or like modalities in your brain. So if you're doing one, you can't do the other. Like if you're in a state of stress, you're not going to be thankful. You're going to be the opposite of that, which is ungrateful. You're going to be
Yeah.
cursing the things in your
Frustrated.
way as you walk. You're going to be cursing other people's jobs or like whatever. You're going to be unhappy every step of the way when you're in a stressful state versus when you're in a grateful state of mind. Those tripping hazards or things they don't
They don't
culminate
trigger you.
into stress
They don't
because
trigger
you're
you.
not you're not looking at life through that lens. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so I don't have anybody to quote. I don't even know how scientific or rational that is, but
Seems like a good
yeah,
thought,
but
though.
it's helped me a lot because, being in school, being in horticulture, it's just stressful. And I mean, it's just stressful to live in the world.
Welcome
As
to
a
being a
human.
grown up.
As a human.
2024.
As a human,
Being an
So-
adult, they said it'll be fun.
But yeah,
Lion.
I think if you
bunch
can,
of garbage.
if you can
Sex.
count your gratitudes like in a day, which I try to do at least every few days, it just takes the edge off all that stress. It's like, okay, I have a lot more than most, or at least many.
Yeah.
And so it's really like, do I need to sit here and be pissed off about all the minutia of my day? Like, no.
Well, and saying thank you doesn't negate how you make somebody feel. So I think about that in a work situation, and we probably should circle back to the more holiday family feel good stuff. But
No
like,
way. Just
no way,
we
That's
can
not
get
what we're
dark.
doing.
This can be dark gratitude
so
podcast.
I had a big meeting yesterday, and I started it with a thank you, and I ended it with a
Yeah.
thank you. You were in it, so and it took everything in my person by the end to say that thank you because I was struggling so much with my head.
Yeah, I thought
And
you did great.
you thought you saw me going
when
down.
you got straight croaky, I'm like, we've lost her. You guys are great. I'm like, whoa, who's the dude running this meeting now?
I had
Thank
my
you.
I had my voice crack when my migraine hit yesterday, and PJ, like, I watched it happen on his face. I was like, oh, that did happen out loud. That wasn't in my head. Fabulous.
Croaky.
Sweet. I am now that guy in the meeting. Okay, this is gonna get worse before it gets better. So we got through it, but I tried to make sure that my messaging all the way through the meeting, I never got too negative. I did take a lot of responsibility for things that
Mhm.
I may or may not have anything to do with, but that was going to help. Like, I had goals of making them feel appreciated, making them know I was grateful, and asking for their help
You know, I'll
and
put
promoting. So like I had goals.
you're responsible, you know what? Because you're in charge. And
Yeah.
I'd say the same thing in a family dynamic. Even if it's not your fault, you're still the one they're looking to
I'm
as a
still
lead.
the
So
boss.
you know what I mean? Back on this topic, and I don't know whether it's personal observation or something I read, but doing something for others will help kick you out of that negative or that bad. Almost exactly kind of talking what you're talking
Yeah.
about, but it was more to kick. Sometimes when you're in that stress zone or you're in the ungrateful, it is really hard to get out of that mindset, regardless of what's going on around you.
Mhm.
And so one of the things that I found or heard or whatever will kick you out of is just doing something for somebody else. It could even be simple, but just that little act, like you said, just kind of clicks your brain out of wherever you were in that dark spot or that spinning on the negative. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be big. I mean, literally helping somebody pick up something they dropped. It could be something really small, but that small little trick helps your brain kind of click out of the
So random acts of kindness.
or just
basically.
doing something selfless. It just takes you out of your person into something, even
Yeah.
for that 2 seconds. Oh, let me help Adam pick up his papers, right? Just that weird little
I do
disconnect.
the, like, when you're walking through the grocery store, if you see an older lady who can't reach something, or they
Heck
need
yeah.
help loading their car, or like
Oh, see, I'm like terrified to do that because I don't
Oh.
want to condescend.
No, or I love
I do
grabbing
it all the
people's
time.
carts.
I grab their carts and
Yeah, hey,
return
can I
them.
put this back for you? Oh,
Oh.
And I'm already going. Yeah.
Mhm.
Some people are so independent. I'm like, oh, I don't want to. Like,
I'm usually intuitive enough. I can tell. somebody
sure. And
needs
I
help.
feel like there's situations where it's like a no brainer, but gosh, sometimes I'm just like,
It's usually a mother that I'm watching with like 4 of her children, and she's about to murder 2 of them. 2 of them are being very helpful, and one of them slipping off. I was like, Santa. And I'll pull out one of those. I was like, he's watching all these good girls and boys, making his list. And you see the mom look at you and go, okay, I'm frustrated, and thank you.
Yeah.
And like she kind of smiles and she moves on.
You kill that one, I'll kill this one, and I'll get my back to my
I'll
groceries.
take the other 2. You can throw them in the trunk when we throw the food in, but every parent goes through that at every moment. And the holidays are strapped full of kids. And who
And
looks forward
stress.
to holidays out of us?
I feel like everybody says they do, but
Uh,
they don't.
I mean, I do enjoy the days off work.
Yeah.
I'll say
Preach,
that.
brother.
I mean,
Exactly. I look forward to holidays. I don't really care about Thanksgiving, but it's important. So we celebrate it. But this year we're doing prime rib and frickin' seafood boil. End of story. And it's, only part of my family, and that's okay too.
You know what we did for a lot of years? So if you're by yourself, if you're out of a divorce, if you're in a part of the country where you don't have family, right? Nobody wants to be that extra wheel. Hey, sure, come to my family's Thanksgiving, please. So you could be the one weirdo we all point out and go, ha ha,
Third
kind of
wheel.
deal. So what we've done for a whole bunch of years is we call it Friendsgiving.
Yeah.
Right? It's because
I know that
our
too.
family was very small for a lot of years. It was just my immediate family, right? So we would gather up our single buddies and our one-off peoples, right? Because nobody minds coming to a party, right? You just don't want to be that guy at everybody's family deal, right? So
Friendsgiving's like a solve.
it's so, and then my wife took it one step farther, which I thought was marvelous. So she would buy a whole set of Tupperware every year for this, and everybody left the house with leftovers. Because the best part of Thanksgiving is that 10 o'clock crush of whatever you had for that, or the sandwiches. So the two parts of that, which I always thought was really cool, was not only did you get to come, but you're rolling out with a sack full of gravy and a sack full of turkey. So you get the whole Thanksgiving deal. You know what I mean? So anyways, something small, gratitude-y, right? It was a way to include people who were kind of left out. And like you're talking about, it's stressful part of the year.
Yeah.
People freak out. So anyways, just something small, gratitude-y. We enjoyed that for a lot of years.
Well, and you don't have to have a dinner. You could have brunch.
How dare you?
I know. I just
Watch
think about
me.
You're
I just
probably
think
one of those
about all
weirdos
the
cooking
work.
shrimp too.
no.
Yeah,
She's
I'm
like,
having a seafood
Come over
boil.
for Thanksgiving. We're having scampi. Is that dude that was running the meeting the
Yeah,
other day talking
it
about
was
the
the
scampi?
dude. It was the dude in front of the meeting yesterday. No, like I wanted prime rib, and
That's
and then
solid.
we're having another couple join us, not family. We're thrilled,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Let's do a seafood boil." I'm like, "Bitch, done."
I
Like
totally picked that
done.
scampi.
done. Yeah, no, we are having shrimp next week, or when this podcast released in 2 days. So
Oh,
like, you don't have to do it the way everybody
That's
else
true.
has done it.
tradition.
Some
screw
of our
tradition.
old podcasts around Thanksgiving were untraditional Thanksgiving ideas when I had Liz co-hosting with me. So you can do different stuff. Do what makes sense to your family.
Right.
What do you
Or
not
mix
make?
it up.
Yeah. What do
Mix
you
it
not
up.
make that you want to make?
Blow the kids' minds. Don't make turkey. Make scampi.
Make the kids do Thanksgiving dinner
Boom.
and take a break.
Captain Crunch and chocolate milk. I am definitely coming to your house, Adam.
No, I
13-year-olds made dinner.
some of
Woohoo.
my old gal friends, I'm just like, I've been such an advocate. I'm like, oh, how's Thanksgiving plans going? And I'm just like, tell your kids to make the food and just
Move on.
pass the torch. I mean, you're 65, 70. Do you need to be
I'm
making?
hosting.
Do you need to
because
be
my
spending
parents
8
don't want to.
hours slaving in the kitchen? Like
No.
it's just this misogynistic thing. Like
Yeah. And that's expected. Well,
Yeah.
and the reason we're making prime rib is because prime rib was an expectation at my parents' house for Christmas Eve. Well, that's grown to about 25 people. Prime rib for 25 people
It's pretty
is a
spendy.
bucket of money.
Yes, it is.
And we don't buy shitty meat.
You
We buy
don't buy-
nice meat. And so on top of it, it's like a Snake River Farms roast. Like it's going to be $500. I'm exaggerating.
Probably not.
Only slightly.
Slightly.
Only
not.
slightly. So this is the solve. We have a group of 10. Let's have prime rib. And we'll still do soup and salad and appetizers for Christmas. And that's a solve. And, at one point my dad was like, well, we have to have prime rib. I'm like, who's cooking? Oh, wait, misogynistic.
Yeah.
It's all the women who are cooking. And so my mom and I, like full mutiny last year, were like, no prime rib, tough shit.
Yeah.
Like tough shit. We're not budging. He's like, well, my brother said that. I just don't care.
I advocate for
give
women
no
protesting. Just
Like,
get
no.
out of the kitchen.
And so everybody was like, well, this was really casual and I'm not really full. Like, I feel good after the meal. We had like a cookie decorating bar and I decorate the cookies most years. Last year, I did not decorate one cookie. And I was grateful for that. My husband tried to pin me down and get me to decorate. I was like, step off.
Not
Not doing
happening.
it.
Was that last year or this
It
year?
was
You-
last year.
Okay.
And I intend to continue the
Okay, I was
tradition.
going to
now.
ask you if that was a
I
one-off.
can't even eat the damn cookies. Why would I want
Right?
to decorate
That's
them?
what I was thinking this whole time. I'm like, why would you sit there
I
Hold on.
know.
torturing
I'm
yourself?
not
Flax
gonna do
seed
it.
and date loaf with
No,
you
no,
wouldn't
these
do
are
decorate?
true. These are great grandma Ruth Adams, the original matriarch of the greenhouse property. We're sitting in her old living room. It's her sugar cookies made from scratch.
Okay.
No,
okay.
it's a family tradition, but like I'll make the cookies, but I'm not doing
But in
anything
a fit
else
of gratitude, you're like, no more family tradition.
after that. Well, no, I'll make the cookies, but I'm not going to frost them. I will make all your frosting and put it all out on the table with the sprinkles and let you do the work.
All right.
That's a solve.
Before we close this up, I think let's all name 3 things we're grateful for. off the wall or whatever. I have to go first.
Yep.
Shit.
It was your idea.
Signed myself up for that one.
Yeah, you did. Walked right in it.
I do my gratitude practice on my commute to work, and so I'm always saying my thankfulnesses for really silly things like the lines on the road. Like
Okay.
Whatever.
I am very
Sort of
thankful
important.
for those, however you observe them or not. I'm thankful for the shoes that I normally wear, and I'm thankful for all the women who have just done the Thanksgiving do, even though I'm trying to talk them all out of it. Thanks, Mom.
I am thankful for modern medicine as of late.
What's it
Yes,
done
I
for you
can.
lately? Jeez.
Well, it's saved me in a lot of ways. It saved my life last night too. And for those who don't know, I had a quick care visit became an ER visit very quickly about a week and a half ago. So I've been having some bumps. I'm grateful for my kids being 13 years old and being able to keep track of their own crap and take care of themselves, because I have been sick. And also, I'm grateful for an awesome tribe of humans in my life. I have a very good tribe of humans. So I'm very grateful for that.
Nice. I'm grateful that I was born an American. I'm just saying, as much as we complain and hey, say what you want.
Political.
We live in, I think, the best country in the world, and we're blessed to do that, because the things we complain about, other people, I mean, we take for granted the things that are hard for us, and other people literally would cut their leg off to have our struggles.
Problem.
You know what I mean? So I really dial back and think about that. Super grateful for my grandbaby. I don't know if you guys are a little young for this, but we say grandbabies are so much fun. You should have had them first. What a little light they bring to your life, to your family, especially when you're close enough to kind of enjoy them. So that's really cool, especially around the holidays, right? Holidays to me are about kids. And so if you can have a kid in your life, it makes it. And I'm grateful that my wife really likes cooking Thanksgiving dinner. So that's my other
nice.
Gratefulness.
Your
I
wife
get
loves
to
to cook, and she's a good
gorge on turkey and be happy about it. So.
And he's not having diet Thanksgiving, which he
No,
was having.
she
up
threatened
until
for like
last
5
week.
minutes. She totally did. What are we having for keto Thanksgiving? I'm like, oh my God.
Well, you're through it. Well, okay, so your homework is pick something every day to be grateful for, and it will, over time, change your mindset.
Yeah.
So with that, we invite you to go live life in full color, because plain is pretty boring. Thank you, guys.